in the process, not here, but throughout all of our efforts to revise the ordinances, is to reduce the need to have public hearings and formal procedures for relatively minor changes in the ordinances. Okay? I assume you've got a copy of it in front of you. Is that correct? You'll see that all we've done is delete the word. Well, that's unfortunate because the changes are relatively minor.
Just the one you prepared last.
No, that's something different. That's the revisions for chapter 1.5. So that's something.
I don't think we have a copy in our packets.
And I haven't seen a final copy. I had made one
Right,
comment.
and it ran past me, and probably the best thing to do is to table that, obviously, since you don't have it in front of you. Because we've not only showed the changes, but we've got a nice statement explaining.
Those exceptions of what they gotta make to be able to do that, right?
Right. What we're going to try to do in all the revisions of the ordinances is we will show the way it was before, the way we've changed it, and then we will attach an explanation. And we'll try to make the explanation as clear as possible, okay? And since you don't have the benefit of that, I think it's kind of fruitless to try to do anything with it tonight. So.
However, being a public hearing, we need to let the people know as close as we can what.
Well, no, they need to see that in front of them. I mean,
You're
so,
thinking we should set another public hearing?
Well,
when we have.
understand, I'm not chairman of the planning commission. If it should have been made available to you and the public before this public hearing was held. It was my understanding that was done. So,
Am I mistaken? Did anybody else say something?
our last meeting was a work session, and we spent the majority of that time going over chapter 6, which is one that addresses animals in the community. I think we made some good progress. There's still some additional revisions that we're going to make, so we're not in a position yet to present to the city council, but I think that we
Did we make some significant progress?
Yeah, I know, we made some very good progress. One of the things that we're going to look to other communities is the wording that relates to the specific size of lot required for housing various animals, specific small animals such as chickens and rabbits and so forth. And so that will be forthcoming in the future.
Chickens are an issue right now in a number of different cities.
Right. So, and that will undoubtedly be something we'll address more in the future. After we got done discussing that, just for your information, we did spend quite a bit of time discussing our concerns about the way our proposals were addressed in the previous city council meeting that I didn't attend. A lot could be said, but I think in a nutshell, the biggest concern is we invested a lot of time reviewing the issues very carefully. In my view, I'm not speaking for the Planning Commission, but in my view, the decisions were made a bit premature without reviewing all of the documents that we had privy to. And I don't know where the final decision will fall, but we were disappointed that the decision took place without giving due audience to all that we had invested our time in. So,
Well, the second part of that rule is the fact that we're given the packet with all this information 1 or 2 days before a meeting, you've had 2 weeks to review it. We can't make those kind of decisions on that kind of a short notice with that much information we need to disseminate. So,
I don't have any problem with that. It seems to me like the appropriate action in that case would be to table it until you had adequate time to review it.
and I agree with you.
So that's, I think you need as much time as you require for you to do a methodical and careful review. Short of that, I think it should have been tabled until that review could have taken place.
Sorry to say, but that's, the public hearing tonight was to review that conditional use ordinance change. And we didn't have enough information from the planning commission with regards to how that's worded. And so its approval is in doubt for tonight.
And just so that you understand, even if the conditional use ordinance change had been approved tonight, which it was not, you would still have to propose this conditional use to the planning commission first.
That's correct.
Just so you understand the steps involved in the process.
Yeah, you would have to make an agenda item on this planning commission's agenda to petition for a conditional use for your facility. That has to go through the planning commission first. And you can't do that until the ordinance is changed.
So what's the time frame we're looking at now?
At least.
The ordinance change has been drafted, reviewed, it's done.
And from,
Getting the information apparently in the public purview, or public arena, and also to the city council, for some reason, unbeknownst to me, that was not done. We drafted this weeks ago. And circulated it and got it, so we've gone through all the process, just for some reason, the information hasn't been disseminated.
right,
like
and
that,
for
10 words.
some reason, there's been an error or miscommunication where we didn't receive in our packets the changes they're recommending. So we haven't really seen it. That's what we're trying to say. So that's why we tabled the public hearing, is because we don't have the information to review.